Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. We are starting on a new project today. I'm going to make another one of my desk sets. And you know, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I create these great loaded file folder pockets. And I don't even know if I really want to call it a pocket. It's because they are meant to sit on the desk, and so that's why I started to call them desk sets. And I create them out of manila envelopes, or manila folders rather, cheap manila folders. So under this video, and I will do a link to all my past desk sets. Every single one is completely different. Some open up, some don't. This one's going to be a little bit different. I just sit down with these and I kind of just start constructing them to see what I can do with them to make them unique and fun. And so today we are starting on this one. Now, if you want to wait until all parts are up and look at the finished project to see if you want to do this, I will under each one I will list. So when we get, if this is a 4-part series, on part 4 I will list part 1, 2, 3, and 4, etc. So you can decide after you see this completely made if this is something that you want to go ahead and then craft along with me and make one of these. Now for this project today, you're going to need 2 folders. And I am using one that has the tab on this side, and then one that has a tab in the middle. But that's not that necessary. If you only have, if your tabs are flipped, or if you have just these 2, you can do it. You know, it doesn't have to be these 2 tabs, but that's what I chose to do. I am also creating today, or for this series, with the gorgeous lavender French journal kit from Tailor Made Journals. And what, I love lavender. What a gorgeous kit. Now, I wanted to just show you, I ended up printing it all off, and it's so large. Her kits tend to run on the very large side. This is all of the beautiful elements from it, and I've already have them all ready to go because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to put in this and on this. I know that I just want to make sure it houses some journals. I might add some mini journals in it because there's going to be plenty of room. And I'm going to start with the construction of it. I also had done a little embroidery piece here, and a long time ago made it into a little cover. It's not finished yet, and I thought that one will probably go into the large pocket at the top. So with that, you're going to need 2, and I have the measurements. I'm not 100% sure exactly how I'm going to hinge these, but this is what we have. We have the full-size one is going to be in the back, and then the second one is going to sit in the front like this. So I will show you the dimensions because I did cut these down. I didn't want the whole width of these, and then I rounded the corners. So this is, and 10 1/4 inches. Let me make sure that is across. I would have put an arrow. Like this says 3 inches. You're going to fold up 3 inches. That's 3 inches. And then this is 10 1/4 inches. Yes. That way. Oh, there it is. And then my folder is 9 inches this way. So I think they do come in different sizes. And these are from Amazon. So I don't know. So I'm just going to tell you my dimensions. So if you want to cut yours down, I mean, I don't know if you'd want to cut it this way. You could at the top. I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you mine. You actually can make this in any dimensions you want, to be honest with you. So I want 10 1/4 here and 9 inches this way on the back one. So I'm just going to take this one and cut it a little off of each side. I'm just going to line it up this way. So actually, I don't want to cut that far. I just see how this little notches. Yours might not have that. I am going to take that little notch off this side. Okay, so let me see how much. I'm going to mark it right there because, and then I'm going to round it because I wanted rounded corners on all sides. That's just because I'm a very visual, symmetrical. I used to do windows for stores and all of that, and do all the displays, and everything was very symmetrical. So that's why. All right, so let's cut the back one down. And then we're gonna cover these with some pretty paper. I'm gonna show you a couple of hints with that. Okay, so I've got that cut down, and then now I wanna cut, I'm just gonna cut this side off. And I might not be perfectly in frame with this cutter, but all right, so now this should be about 10 1/4 and 10 1/4. Very good. So now you see I have this rounded. Okay, so I'm gonna go get my rounder, and I'm gonna have to use this one that's broken. I can't use my other one because I got to get through this whole thing. This is a We Are Memory Keepers Crop-A-Dile. I don't really like it. I never can get my corners perfect with it, but that looks pretty good. So now I've got, actually, I want this, you see how I rounded? Yeah, I think I rounded each corner. I think that's fine. We'll do it that way. Or I rounded each corner actually separately. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. And then I also, yes, I rounded this side too. I'm gonna see if my other one, well, I'll just use this one. Keep it all the same. All right, round that one, and then this one. Okay, so now we've got our back one. Okay, now I'm gonna put that aside. Now the one that fits in the front, I am going to simply take the rounded, or the one that I have in the middle, and I'm gonna also cut this down. I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did. Actually, you know how I did it? I just took from each side equally because I wanted this to be in the middle, which, right, that makes sense. So I'm gonna cut that much off, and I'm gonna cut that much off. I'm surprised this cutter gets through this thick. This is like super thick. Here, I want to do it this way. Super thick cardstock, you know. All right, and then again, we are going to round our corners, and then we're going to fold this up 3 inches. So round the corners, and now I cut the papers down already to fit this, so I hope they line up. I don't want to really recut them. Okay, so now I want 3 inches. So because I cut the papers already, I am just going to line this up and mark it where I want to fold it up. Okay, now this, I should have marked it on the other side. Okay, so here, You know what, I'm gonna fold it up the other way and then fold it back. That way I know. All right, so I know I want the fold there, and there we go. Okay, so that should be 3 inches. Now let me grab my bone folder. Let me just check this to make sure. Well, this one's a little less, but that's okay. I'll trim my my paper. All right. So then I decided, do I want these to be rounded? And I thought, nah, I don't. Okay, so now we have these right here. We're ready to go with these. So one is going to be in front of the other. I don't know if you can see that because it's tone on tone. Okay, now you see these little holes here? I have these holes because I decided I want this to hinge open. So we're going to do some kind of a hinge, and I've done these before on my journals or on my folders, where so you can get more items in it as opposed to sealing this up and just having a flat pocket. So I added some little holes. So, and you can see I have some here and here, which I have decided not to use. I'm just going to hinge it probably here and at the bottom. But I'm not going to worry about that yet, but I just wanted you to get an idea of what we're going to do. So then also I decided I wanted to hinge this one as well. So there's going to be a lot of room in here, and then there's going to be a lot of room between here and here. And I know this might sound a little like, oh, where is she going with this? That's why I'm saying if you want to watch all of them first, and then you can get an idea, you may want to do that. At this point, we're going to cover them with papers. But you see here, this says seal and this says seal. So what I decided to do was with this second folder, we're going to seal the edges at the side so this becomes an enclosed pocket, obviously. And then I'm doing the same thing with this. Now we do have a couple options with this. We can just seal it. You can see I sealed it and unsealed it to see how it would work. Seal the inside, or we can leave, because we folded it up, we're going to have this spot here where you could have a little tuck spot there. So it's up to you. I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and cover these first with our papers. And then we will get to constructing this. And of course, to me, the best fun part is the decorating, which comes later in the series. Okay, also, I decided, you know, I wanted to do a pocket on the back as well. And I do have a pocket ready to go on the back, so you'll be able to put stuff in the back and in the front, and of course in here and here and here and in here, of course, and behind here. So it's going to be, you know, that's why I like it on the desk. They're great for receipts and all kinds of stuff. So I have pre-done some of these. So let me see where this one goes. It looks like this one goes here. Now you'll notice it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, which is okay because you're not going to be able to see it because this is on the top, okay? And it is way down in there. So I've got a piece for here, and that's going to go right here. Now, what I want to do, though, see, this isn't lining up perfectly, but I think I'll just come back and just trim the little bit down. I think I actually have to trim a little off this one side, because the way I liked this is I want it to sit down a little bit where you can see this. Now, let me tell you, if you choose to use this paper line, I'm using Seedless Preserve for my ink, but you can use any ink you want. It doesn't have to be the Seedless Preserve ink. So I'm just going to do this so you see what I mean, where I want this to show. So the paper will be just set in a little bit from So in other words, I don't want to bring the paper all the way to the end. Okay, so I want it to sit kind of like that. So I'm gonna have to take a little tiny bit off of this one. Let me move these aside. And because I want it in on both sides, see where it will fit. I think I'm gonna take a tiny bit off of both sides, because obviously I cut this one a little bit shorter than that other one. Oh, shucks. I don't know what is happening. Oh, I just shredded that. Darn it. That's not gonna work. I gotta clean out gotta clean it out. I'm gonna have to pull my other cutter over here. All right, but you get the gist of that. I'm gonna take a needle here. Let me just show you something. Sometimes, especially when I cut cotton paper or linen or anything else, you do get some paper down in this. So I take a pin and I clean it out. And I know it can't be my blade because I just changed my blade. All right, so we'll cover this one after. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I have one for the inside here. And I should, because I did cut them all. Okay, same deal here. I'm going to have to trim this a little bit. And you see, it's not going all the way to the bottom because it's larger than my printed piece. And that's okay. That's okay with me. Let me just go to this side and see if I get better luck with this. Yeah, that's better. And I'm gonna use this. Now I'm printing on photo paper, but you can print on plain printer paper or matte. If you don't want to put in the expensive photo paper, matte presentation paper. Here, let me fold this up this way. All right, so that looks better a little bit. Still not lining up great like I had it on the other one, but I wanted to use this one because I don't want all those holes on my the prototype over there. All right, let's glue this on. Sorry if I sound a little stuffy today. It's because I am, because of allergies. Blooming, blooming, blooming. It's always blooming down here though. At least it's not as hot today. We've had some really, really steamy hot. Last week was really, I think it was way above average. You know, it's hot in Florida anyways, as you all know, but it was above average for sure. And that's why you hear my air conditioner. You're gonna hear it like that in the background. Always on, every about 10 minutes. You can imagine our electric bill down here. Pretty high. Between that and the gas prices. Okay, let me grab my brayer. So I use this to spread my glue out. Okay, so we know this one I'm going to have to cut a new piece. And I'll use this for tags or something. Let me see if I have. I think this one is gonna go back here, I believe. Let me make sure it's not going on. Yeah, it's gonna go back here. And you see I have a space here, but that's okay because I cut another piece here for this pocket, and I'm gonna put that on there. So this pocket, and you can make your pocket any size you want, of course. You can make 2 or 3 pockets back here. It's 4 inches, approximately 4 inches. So that's going to go on top of that, and I'm not even going to round the corners of it because I kind of don't think it's necessary. All right, let's see if this lines up. Shouldn't, because the other ones didn't. And I'm not going to worry about this one too much. It's on the back.